There's a certain type of kid who's never satisfied with just what's in the box. They take everything apart and throw out the directions. Well, most of them grow out of that, but a few never give up the game, get awesome jobs, and keep the fun coming for the rest of us. Shawn McLeod works in a medium that triggers deep emotions for practically everyone. From the sheer joy of completing a model just so, to the pain of treading on one of those pesky bricks, Lego is synonymous with childhood. But fun fact, Lego's not just for kids. The adult Lego market is soaring because, duh, grown-ups like to have fun too. So, let's go meet the creator of HOLDFAST Bricks. Right after I get this.
I just want to know about your whole journey.
My whole journey.
How do you get to be a professional Lego person?
No one tells you that this is a real thing, that you could actually become a Lego designer. You get kid toys at your birthday or Christmas or whatever, and you play with them and you take them apart and you create new things. And then over time, it kind of becomes this ebbs and flows of how into it you can be, how much space you can have when you go off to college, and what you're going to bring in your suitcase.
Did you bring Lego to college? Were you that guy?
I brought one little minifigure, and it was one of my favorite minifigures, but it was one of those things. It was just like, this is I'll put him here on the shelf on my dresser.
Token.
My token thing. And then over time, I got a great relationship with a lovely lady, and she knew that it was in the back of my heart in my parents' house. There's a basement full of Lego, and she got me a actually rather strangely rare kit for Christmas one year, and then that kind of snowballed, and that it really was a natural progression of how things came to be. I'm a part of a group called the Maritime Lego User Group, or Marilug is the shortened term. There's a bunch of lugs around the world, but we put together a replica of the Lego Citadel, the fortress that's downtown in Halifax, and it was 10,000 pieces, and it was a group effort. I had a good hand in that. So when we put it on display, and it's been there actually almost for a year and a half now, they said, well, we need something for the gift shop.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, this is 10,000 pieces. Yeah. It's going to be a bit hard to make this available in the gift shop. And so we thought about shrinking it down a little bit, and that became too hard. So then I said, well, what about the town clock? It's just as iconic as in it's on Citadel Hill. It's the town clock. And they said, that's a great idea. Let's do it. And I said, okay. And then I had to teach myself how to build in a digital format, so I could print out parts lists and all that kind of stuff. But I started off with a really rough model, and I sent it to my friend Trevor, and we came up with this really nice design of the town clock, and it's been for sale at the Citadel gift shop for the last year and a half. We sold about 1,000 of them in the last year, and that's pretty amazing.
So that's kind of the moment where you went from card-carrying member of the club to independent business person.
And it's been a really strange adventure, because you have to do a whole bunch of different things to run a business. You are managing supply chains. I just put in an order, 14 different orders just this morning to get more parts for the next project. And that's just one morning out of my week, is ordering projects. Then I have to receive a bunch of parts. Then I'm counting them to make sure that they're there. Then I'm sorting them into all the different assortments. So if I make 400 down clock, that's 20,000 parts that I now have to sort into.
Okay, but correct me if I'm wrong here, but you strike me as the type of person who even enjoys that sorting, don't you?
It's meditative. When you can sit and sort Lego or build Lego, and you just put on some CBC in the background or something and just listen to jazz music, and you just sitting there counting, it is the most relaxing thing that I can imagine.
Would it be possible to have a look at the inner workings of your
course.
Lego empire.
Very few people get to go down into the dungeon, but
Is that true?
Lego people come over,
Okay.
but and my kids come down. But my wife usually just, she's like, keep that down there. She's got a very nice collection of Lego herself, but it's sparsely decorating the upstairs of the house, where
Tastefully adorning the
yes,
walls.
there's a few, a nice Lord of the Rings thing here and there. But if you really want to find the true madness of the collection, the hobby, then come on down to the basement and we'll show it off. Come on down to the basement. And this is pretty sturdy. This is kind of weird.
Oh my goodness. I've been doing my homework.
Have you?
Yes, and I believe I have memorized all the weird Lego terms that I'm going to need to become an A-fall.
An A-fall.
Adult fan of Lego.
That's right.
See, I taught you something.
You did. Well, we've got a bunch of strange pieces in front of us here. This big thing, what would it be?
Is it a big, ugly rock piece?
It is a big, ugly rock piece.
AKA burp.
A burp. Yes, useful for making mountains quickly. How about these?
Oh, that one. A snot.
A snot. Yes, it has studs on the top, but also not on the top. It's studs not on top.
Nice.
Snot. Really good for building smooth walls and things. What about this one?
Ah, that's a trick one because that is actually a little ugly rock piece.
Yes, it's the companion to the big ugly rock piece.
And weirdly, it's bigger than the medium ugly rock piece.
Yes.
In my opinion.
These medium rectangular ones came out later, and you can kind of tell that the grays are a little bit different. This is old gray. This is new gray, or new dark gray. Dark bluish gray.
Okay, we're getting deep now.
Yes,
To this. But does that make me ready to sort of hit the tables as an actual A-fall?
I have one more question for you, a bonus point. What is this?
Wait, that's just a piece of Lego. It's just... I don't know that one.
It's just a brick.
Oh, come on.
The most common, most useful piece in the whole collection.
Okay. Shawn has become the catalyst for the Lego community in the Maritimes, and his signature event is Bricksplosion. It's a place where Lego artists can showcase their amazing work, and young and old can build their own Lego creations.
Today we're at Bricksplosion 2024. We are at North End, Halifax in Atlantic Canada's #1 Lego event. We have about 150 tables of Lego full of creative builds and some amazing vendors, some video games, some play brick by the local library. It's a wild time.
I made a Marvel build. It has 4 different scenes from different movies. There's one from Black Panther, Captain America, Thor, and Wolverine.
This is spectacular. It's as tall as me.
So this is a local artist. He's from Bedford, which is just on the outskirts of Halifax, of course. And He is Zachary Steinman, and he's just a local guy that sells bikes. And in his spare time over COVID, he picked up some Lego and then built the set, and then he took it apart and started building this.
What?
He
This
totally-
is like next level. I want to touch so badly.
Well,
But all the signs are telling me not.
the signs say don't. Zach
gosh.
is prolific on social media,
Okay.
and nobody locally knows who he is. And last year was his first convention, and this was the first time. And then about a month after he was at Bricksplosion last year, Lego contacted him and flew him and his wife to Denmark, and he brought a bunch of his bricks with him, and it's on display in the Lego house in Denmark. And it's basically a big fancy museum, and he was selected. Just a phenomenon that's existed for, 60 years, and it's been a toy, and that's how it's marketed to the world. But if you can take that toy and then put it back together in a different way, I think that's really special.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, I can see there are going to be a lot of happy families tonight at home.
I hope so.
Lego is so simple, but it's inspired generations of playtimes, blockbuster movies, and even theme parks. It really is the perfect conduit for creativity. It would be weird then if we could find another person with a joy-bringing career in another industry that started in the 30s, has kits that took off in the 50s, and provides sheer satisfaction to kids and grown-ups alike, right?
Well, we did. Wayne and Caitlin are a father-daughter duo and owners of Wayne's Hotrods, a custom car shop that specializes in happy customers and making the most out of every day. Wayne's loved working on cars since he was 14 years old. And he and Caitlin also make it their mission to spread awareness and fundraise for mental health and suicide prevention. Well, we're just going to talk about this for a second. So tell me about this gorgeous vehicle.
It's a 1963 F100 Ford that we basically rebuilt for a customer.
I mean, it does not look like this came from 1963. It's the most pristine,
Yeah, it's
unbelievable.
we took our time. We wanted to take it to a car show and get a top 6, and we ended up getting the top 6 and winning the show with this truck.
Oh, wow.
So customer is very happy with that right now.
And this garage is filled with other beautiful vehicles that hardly look like they have been touched by human hands.
Yeah, there's a few here that are nice and painted, but on the other side we have a whole bunch that are still in work in progress.
Okay, all the skeletons.
Yes.
Because you do everything, right?
Yes, we do ground up.
So someone comes in with a dream for their vehicle or a vehicle that they would love to own, and you see them through that.
Yep. We talk to them first, me and Caitlin, my daughter, get their take on what they think they like, and then we'll basically try and make that happen.
And do you get all psychological when you're talking to them about what they would like in their vehicle?
I vision the car. I'm not like, some of the big shots in the States where they'll draw it out and make it everything on paper. Mm-hmm. I can visualize the car done by talking to the person, the colors and how they want it done. And I visualize it in my head, and then I try to put it on the car instead of paper.
Wow, so you guide them through it.
Yeah, we
they
guide
trust
them through
you.
it. And, for colors like this guy here, he wanted blue and white, but he wanted traditional blue and traditional white. Well, I did some spray out, so I had some colors here that I liked, and we sprayed them out on some panels, and I had him come in and look at the color to see if he liked it. And he goes, yeah, I kind of like it, but I'm not sure. So he went away to Florida for the winter, and we painted the truck. So
You just went with it.
I went with it. And it's the same design and everything that he wanted. It's blue, it's white,
Yep.
but it's our version of what he wanted.
What got you interested in cars?
I think I was probably 14 and I saw my first hot rod. And it just, for some reason, it hit me. I like this. This is nice, right? I couldn't afford cars at the time, so I got into motorcycles.
Okay.
And about 12 years ago, I guess, I got back into cars and start doing this type of stuff at home and stuff, and it built into what I got today.
And it's a whole community that you're
Oh, yeah.
in here, right? It's not
Yeah.
just you.
No. There's a few of us out there that are doing this type of work in Nova Scotia, and I'm friends with almost everybody in New Brunswick that are doing it because we all do the same thing, you know.
Yeah. Is it always a competition?
Oh yeah, it is. It is. It's still
always a winner.
competitive. There's always, you know, who got the nicest cars and stuff like that. But you know, I mean, we don't take, like, we do a lot of other cars that we do little things to, like we'll paint fenders, or we'll give a basic paint job, like you say, you know, we'll do from, you know, a cheaper job to a more expensive job.
Yeah.
To those shows, we only take the best ones that we got, and I don't take a car twice. So if
okay.
this truck, like next year for Radical Speed Sport, we won't be taking it. Customer might, but I won't take it as Wayne's Hot Rods.
All right. I'm seeing that competitive racer spirit.
Yeah, oh,
It's
yeah.
still alive and
I'm still
kicking.
competitive.
Would you mind taking me around and showing me some
Sure.
of your beauties?
Yeah, sure, we can show you some stuff.
So tell me about this car.
Well, this one here is a 67 Firebird.
Okay.
And it's on a jig right now, welded to it, so we can start putting it back together, because it's basically, every panel on this car has been replaced.
Wow. So how long have you had this car in the
This
garage
is about
then?
a year and a half now.
A year and a half.
Yeah. It
Doesn't
completely,
look quite finished.
no, it's
Sorry to
completely,
say.
completely torn apart. There was nothing left to it.
Oh wow. Is that an average time to like have them in here?
Yeah,
working on it?
usually to get them to this stage takes about a year.
Okay.
But we haven't been working on it every day.
You have
so,
patient customers.
yes, very patient.
Gosh. Tell me about this one.
And this one here was basically the same way, right, as this one. It was actually on that jig.
Oh, okay. So this is like the next
the
phase.
The next phase, yeah. Now it's on a rotisserie, so we can flip the car sideways and work on underneath of the car,
Okay.
right? So once it gets welded on the jig, like this one, it'll go to the rotisserie, and now we're doing body work to it to
Okay.
make it prettier.
And this is all. Can
Yep.
I touch this
Oh,
one?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
That
So-
is the first stage of primer on it right now.
Potentially dumb question, but are you starting with pieces from older cars and then making them nice, or is this all custom metal?
This is all aftermarket metal. AMD mostly is what we use.
That was the term I was going to
yeah,
use. I
yeah.
just forgot it.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So every panel on this car was the same as this one. Completely replaced. All the frame rails, floors, everything has been replaced.
Okay, that is amazing. And what kind of car is that?
That's a 70 CUDA.
70 CUDA.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you about one over there that looks significantly older than all the others.
Sure, let's go.
Tell me about this one.
This one is a 1930 Model A, and this one's actually mine.
Wow.
This is what got me into hot rods. I seen a car like this when I was young, right? This was like the same year that we talked about earlier when I
Yeah.
said that's what got me hooked on hot
Yeah.
rods and stuff was one of these.
This was the one.
This was basically it, and I'm building it very similar to that same car,
Wow.
right?
What color is it going to be?
I'm thinking orange, but color is up in the air because I'm a paint, so it's like whatever tickles my fancy at the time.
Okay.
But we're planning on orange.
Okay, what we were looking at before are hot rods. This is a hot rod, but there's a giant span of years in between.
Yes.
What is the essence of a hot rod?
To me, a hot rod is a 30s style with a big motor, big wheels, tires. That's a hot rod to me.
Okay, so
know,
this is the one.
This is a typical hot rod, and that's what I'm into. I like this stuff. And with these things here, you can do whatever you want with it, and nobody can say, well, that's not supposed to be like that, because it's your interpretation on what it should be. You know, where if you're doing a muscle car or something like that, like the other two cars we looked at, they want them back to sort of pristine condition the way they would have been from the factory.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So they're not, to me, they're not considered a hot rod no more.
And is that because these were sort of more custom to begin with?
Back in the war days, when the guys were coming back from the war, these are the cars they were building to go onto the salt flats and stuff like that in California. And
So these were the ones that they were modifying, right out of the
these
factory.
were the first ones that anybody ever customized. And
Okay.
these
And-
were considered hot rods.
So that would be because they had experience with mechanics and
Right.
stuff during the war, and then
Yes.
they're coming back
Yep.
and they're putting
And-
those skills to use.
Right, and they needed that adrenaline because of the war. You know, you're fighting and you're killing and you're trying to get that you got that adrenaline
Mm-hmm.
rush. This is what they were building when they got back, because it was, you get back to civilization, you're just,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they
nothing.
needed something to
So
fuel that.
So all the kids were building hot rods so they can go fast on the salt flats.
And when you're the client, how long does it sit on the stand?
When I'm, it's been 18 years building it.
Oh no. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for showing us this special car. Would you like to tell me about it?
Yeah, so it's a 1970 Plymouth Cuda. We're doing it in memory of my brother, Christopher, and also to raise awareness for mental health and suicide with it.
Oh, wow. So are you taking this car off the lot and bringing it to people?
Yeah, so we bring it to any car show that we basically can so far to spread awareness and also to show our project and show what we're trying to do.
Amazing. And can you tell me a little bit about what your message is?
Yeah, it basically is pretty much talk. Not a lot of car guys do talk about their mental illness and mental health, and we're trying to open it up a little bit more so that these older guys and even just the car community period, hopefully they help each other out, talk to friends, get them to open up.
So you're sort of giving them a talking point.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the older guys like myself and older, I mean, we're brought up was, keep it to yourself. Nobody needs to listen to your whining and complaining. You know
You're
what
tough,
I mean?
you're fine.
Yeah, you're tough, you're fine. I'm a man, Our big thing is the kids more than anything because of Christopher, right? He was my son, so I just want parents out there to get the message that I'm putting out, because we had no idea that Chris was that bad. We knew he had some problems, but not a problem enough that he'd want to, solve it himself. So, if the fathers can, get the idea of what we're going through, and then the kids, maybe they'll talk to the kids a little more, then we'll save a kid.
Yeah. And you're being a real role model. You're showing yourself as a person in that community that traditionally is not very communicative.
Right.
And you're putting yourselves out there and sharing what I'm sure is a really difficult thing to talk about.
Some
But you
days-
seem pretty good at it, and it's a real blessing. Also, all of the profits from your business and your merchandise
all their merch,
is going towards
Yep.
building this new means of communication and getting out there in the community.
Yeah. So that's how we end up funding a lot, is through t-shirt sales and donation.
You two are very, very brave, and you're doing such an amazing service. And I'm sure that you've had a giant impact on so many people already.
We hope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely hope so.
Wayne and Caitlin have taken on so many important roles in their community and are deeply appreciated for it. By thinking outside of the box in every aspect of their life and continuing to do what they love to do, they're helping family, friends, and clients find their joy too. Where's the key?
I don't think so, Joe. Move over.
I didn't think you were gonna let me.
Nice try.
That's fair.